through the process of passing of my mom and grieving, I have been showered with love from people, strangers, friends, family. I still feel so much gratitude for all the gifts that I've received, whether it was physical gift, a kind word, someone's time, presence. Thank you so much. And this process has taught me so much about receiving. And I started to differentiate different types of receiving and how in the past I couldn't fully receive, and even now I wasn't able to receive until I noticed certain patterns and I was doing something with my body. Of course, when someone gives something to us, we can say no, we don't want it, we don't need it, we don't deserve it, even if we want it. Like sometimes the mind, with conscious awareness, we really want it, but we say no, especially with expensive gifts. We kind of think that we don't deserve them, or someone else should have them, or we also think that if we accept it, someone will expect something from us. It's kind of like a manipulation technique, exchange rather than purely receiving. But through this process, what I realized that firstly, there is physical receiving, which is purely I give you something, you take it. Someone gives me flowers or gift and I take it and I say thank you, or I say like you didn't have to, but I take it physically. But that's very mechanical, there is no depth to it, and as much as sometimes we want to receive with more gratitude, it's not always as easy. There could be another way of receiving, which is to receive out of lack. If someone has something and it's giving it to us, we take it because, you know, we want it because it's free. But when we ask our heart and our inner being, we often don't really need it. I don't mean when someone gives us something specific, but this type of receiving is more with regards to like freebies, or I don't know, someone offering us more food, or when we are at the party and we take it because it's free, but even if we're not hungry at this time, or when we take freebies from the shop and then they lay around our house, we don't really do anything with them. So yeah, this is receiving from lack. But then we can receive from our heart, deep receiving, from heart wide open. And what I've noticed was happening to me when someone was coming to me and presenting something, whether it was gift, flower, their presents, kind words, I stood there and I was like physically taking it in. Mentally, I was saying thank you, like I'm so grateful for you. But I did feel some gratitude in my body, but of course we can't force gratitude. And I noticed that there is something uncomfortable. So I went deep. I went with my awareness down into the heart, down into the body, and just observed. And I noticed there was a part of me that created a wall, saying that I don't deserve to receive this because, and this is one of my beliefs, because I'm not suffering as much. I had a belief that when people die, we should be suffering a lot. Like I see in the movies, or some people around me, you know, you stay in bed for hours, days, weeks even. You struggle, you talk about it all the time, you cry all the time. And yes, I do feel I do feel physical loss, and I do feel it's due to attachment to physical things, that grief or pain of not being able to see my mom again in this physical world. But I also have a completely different understanding of death, and I know she was not the body, and the body stopped functioning, and it decided to not to be in this world. But she's still alive, even more alive now, not in physical world, but in the other world. And I can still feel her, and I have connection with her. And maybe 10-15 years ago I wouldn't have been this way, but my understanding through learning, through different experiences and embodying a lot of things, I know that this is not us, this physical body is not us. But maybe we will leave it for another video. But yeah, so that part of me does suffer. But there is another part of me that knows that she's happy, and she's more happy than she was on Earth, and she's finally come back home. She's free. And because I had a belief that I should suffer, then I couldn't receive, and my heart was closed. Only when I tuned into my body, stayed with that part, accepted that part of me that felt not deserving, not worthy to receive, those walls start to crumble, and my heart started to open. And then tears of gratitude came for deeper understanding, deeper feeling of the self, and I was able to receive fully. I feel a lot of emotions still active in my body, from the gratitude and from the understandings of receiving. And this was beautiful. I recognize that in the past I was not always receiving with so much openness. It was more mechanical. But the deeper I go within myself, the more I tune into my pure essence, the more I realized, and suddenly I discovered deeper depths of receiving that I had no idea existed. And that made my heart literally burst with love. And it's not something that, it happened to me once and then, oh, now I can receive with an open heart. No, it happened a few times throughout this process, and I'm sure it will keep happening. But it's up to me to notice it, and when I notice it, to surrender to it and allow the heart to open rather than stay closed or stay unaware or pretend nothing is happening. Be in the body, be in my heart, observe whatever is happening and allowing it to be. This truly changed the way I look at receiving, and I hope as you're listening to this you can receive me, my transmission, my experience that I'm teaching in your own way with an open heart. And you can practice this with the most simplest things, like listening to someone. Do you close or do you allow your heart to open? Because it's not only about accepting it physically or verbally, it's about opening our essence, our core, and letting it sink in spiritually. I hope this video serves you well. If you feel inspired to share with me what resonated with you most, or the ways you receive, I would love to hear from you in the comments below, and feel free to share it with someone that might feel inspired by this video too. Sending you lots of love.